it ain't so. Why you acting like I don't know? Things between us getting cut though. It ain't adding up. Think I had enough. Enough. I could see through you. You did everything. So this here is the humorous bone I created. And this is the other side of it. So this is my humerus now. This part here broke, and as I was trying to fix it, this part exploded off. So it's gonna need a lot of repairs that I'm gonna work on right now. So I cut a line down the middle of the ulna so that way I can stick the wooden skewer in. I tried feeding it through, but it ended up kind of bent like this. So we're trying something new. So I'll just stick it in there. Sorry, I need both hands for this. I'll flick back in after. I completed the radius. So I still have the toothpick or the skewer in the middle here. I'm gonna cut off the end once it dries more, but I don't wanna mess it up. But yeah, so I'm gonna let this dry now and I'm gonna move on to doing the ulna. So here I have my 3 bones, my ulna, my radius, and my humerus. My humerus broke again, so I have to try to fix that and somehow keep it all together. And then my ulna broke a little bit just down the middle, so I'm just gonna add clay around that, but it's staying together pretty well. Next, I'm going to paint on all the anatomical landmarks all along the bones, and yeah. My humerus is still in 3 pieces since it just keeps like getting to break. So I'm gonna paint it anyways, and then I'm gonna try to like super glue it together. Yeah, so I'm just gonna paint the 3 pieces and then I'll show you that after. So this here is the anterior side of the humerus. It is the left humerus as well, so that's why it's a little backwards. The rest of the bones are too. So this here on the pink part is the medial epicondyle. The blue here is the trochlea. The yellow is the capitulum, and the green here is the lateral epicondyle. So those are the anatomical landmarks of the humerus. So here is the anterior view of the ulna. This is the left ulna as well. So this orange part here is the coronoid process. So right there. The blue here is the radial notch. The green is the olecranon process. So all along the back here, kind of that turquoisey color. This yellowy beige here is the ulna tuberosity. And in here, I painted the inside white. I know that wasn't a landmark, but I figured I'd label it since we painted the trochlear. So this is the trochlear notch. Yeah, so that is everything for the ulna. And then I have the radius over here. So again, clearly my bones hate me because now my radius broke. So I'm gonna have to fix all 3 of them. But here's the anterior view of the left radius. So here is the radial tuberosity. Other than that, we didn't have to label anything else, but that's the head of the radius. So this is the top. Yeah, so those are my bones and my landmarks. So I finally fixed my bones. Fingers crossed they don't break again. So the ulna here, I hot glued. I hot glued that and hot glued the humerus as well. I tried to use Gorilla Glue, but it didn't work, and the clay wasn't working. It wasn't sticking together anymore, so I was like, I'll just use hot glue, whatever. Might look a little ugly, but it's okay. So I just glued the two parts together, and then I put some glue on the outside, and then when it was still hot, I spread it around. Burnt my finger a little bit, but that's okay. The humerus, I had to use a lot more glue around the outside because there's not a wooden skewer in the middle of it, and it kept breaking, so it's a little ugly, but I'm hoping it stays together now. So now I'm just gonna go look for stuff that I can attach my joints with and that I can use for my ligaments and capsules. So now I've added the articulating cartilage onto each of the bones. I used saran wrap and just hot glued it on. That way it was clear so you could still see the colors through it. Also it was thin so that way it all joined together and wasn't getting caught on anything. So next I will be adding the ligaments and attaching the joints together. So I've been trying to get the ulnar collateral ligament on for probably the past hour. First I was using a piece of this like buff, and I would just cut it up, and I was gluing it on. It's pretty stretchy, but that wasn't sticking, so then I found a couple packs of balloons in my house. So I cut those up, and I've been trying to attach it with hot glue, and then I can get one side glued on and get the other side glued on, and then as soon as I move it, one of them slips out. And also the tip of my ulna, the top part of it, broke off. So that's where we're at right now. I'm gonna take a little break because nothing's working for me, so I'm gonna try to figure out what I can do instead. So I finished attaching on my ligaments. I tried to use hot glue, but that wasn't working, so I used rubber cement instead. All the ligaments are just balloons. There's red and white balloons, and then I colored on some of the white balloons to show for different things. So this red balloon here is the annular ligament. So it originates from the ulna tuberosity, and it attaches over on the ulna over here, or the radius over here, sorry, on the side. This green one here is the ulnar collateral ligament. So they both originate from the medial epicondyle, and they attach onto the ulna. And then this white one here is the radiocollateral ligament. So it originates from the lateral epicondyle and attaches to the top of the radius, the head of the radius. And then there's also the other part of the radiocollateral ligament. It kind of all wraps around, and that attaches to the back of the ulna. It's kind of one big wrap. And then this is the posterior ligament. So it attaches from the lateral epicondyle to the ulcreon of the ulna. So those are all the ligaments. So finally I added the oblique cordon. Originates from the ulna and attaches to the radius underneath the radius tuberosity. So that is all the ligaments and anatomical landmarks for my elbow joint. The joint capsule kind of goes along the capitulum and the trochlea, extends over, and then it goes down here as well. I didn't add it on because I didn't want to cover everything and all the marks, but that's where it would be. And then the bursae would be kind of all in here to cushion the joint. So yeah, I next will show you how it moves. So this is a medial view of the elbow. So the humerus is up here, and then the radius and ulna are down here. So this is what the elbow joint would look like when it is extended, and then it moves and it flexes. and then extends and flexes. Yeah. And then it also, the radius rotates in front like that, and then comes back. So that would be the pronation and supination of your forearm. For the bottom part here, I just use a balloon and cut it to hold the things together. So, yeah. But yeah, so flex and extend, and flex and extend. In proper flexion and extension, this part would stay in. It was before, but then when the tip broke off, there's nothing covering it anymore. But yeah, so that's my elbow. Thanks for watching. I thought I would also add the flexion extension of just like what a real elbow would look like. So flexion, extension, and then pronation and supination. So thanks for watching my video.